a never seen before intelligence axis is coming up in South Asia. And this intelligence axis is bigger than just Pakistan and Bangladesh, because this is where China also comes into the picture, and we are looking at the risk of strategic isolation for India. Because when we look at the intelligence delegation in Bangladesh from Pakistan, it is not just about the upgrade of ties between the two countries, it is how the South Asia and the center of power tussle has begun. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and in today's session we are going to understand in detail that when we are looking at an intelligence and military delegation in Bangladesh from Pakistan, what does it mean? How come the brutalities of Pakistan have been forgotten by Bangladesh? What are these two countries offering each other? And most importantly, which is the third important party which is going to gain the maximum out of it? And in this context, we will be also looking into where India is located in all of this, because once we are talking about Pakistan and Bangladesh on the same page with China, this is more than just strategic calibration, it is also about strategic isolation for India. So let us begin with understanding how we are seeing the amping up of ties between Bangladesh as well as Pakistan. So what we saw that recently a 6-member delegation came to Bangladesh, and this is where we are seeing that Bangladesh and Pakistan are coming together not just for military but also intelligence cooperation. Now in this context, you also have to remember about a thing we talked just 4 days back. How Bangladesh's Prime Minister has not given a clear reply if he will be visiting Delhi for BRICS summit, and he says that there is a preposterous environment in India in relation to Sheikh Hasina. So we clearly see there is a vacuum between Bangladesh and India, which have shared historical cultural ties, India being the country which helped Bangladesh in liberation in 1971, and this stretch that has been created has led to a vacuum, most probably which Pakistan is looking to fill up. Pakistan wants an image revamp. Yes, that is true. But at the same time, why is Bangladesh letting in Pakistan? This is a bigger question here. So when we look at this context, that what exactly has led to this tie and why specifically now? So the first thing we understand here is that what happened in 1971 when Bangladesh, before this Bangladesh used to be East Pakistan, and the brutalities West Pakistan brought on East Pakistan were not long forgotten by Bangladesh, but as of now, it seems that in the name of strategic interest, there is this time where Bangladesh is engaging with Pakistan. Now, the first question here is a big why. So, big why can be answered with what started in Bangladesh as a huge political unrest, mass unrest that we have seen, which toppled the Sheikh Hasina government and started a very clear anti-India narrative, that how Bangladesh is being subordinated, how Bangladesh needs to come up with Bangladesh first priorities. And this is, since then we have seen 2024, not just 2026, Pakistan has come to Bangladesh. Just after 2004, last year as well, we saw Pakistan's military presence in Bangladesh. Now, this was the political reset in Bangladesh which created a vacuum which allowed for these changes, and Pakistan has entered. Apart from that, you also have to look it from the angle of not just history or emotions of Bangladesh. We also have to understand that when we are looking at Bangladesh and the kind of interdependence Bangladesh and India have shared, that limits the options. And Bangladesh, concentrating on Bangladesh first, is looking to diversify strategically. In this context, you have to understand how Bangladesh came up with the defense deal with Turkey last year. You have to remember how Bangladesh is giving away what was promised to India as Mongla port to China. Bangladesh is considering how US can help out and many more options. So they don't want to place all their eggs in one basket with India. They want to consider their options beyond India. And if in this Pakistan is ready to help, they are more than happy to entertain them. Now comes another factor that is more recent one, that how domestic politics have changed the momentum. The nationalist momentum has gained prominence. Did I talk about Bangladesh first? Now this nationalist momentum is the reason that strategic options are being seen, and again Pakistan being the one. And most importantly, that when we look at all of these change factors, this is when we look at from the Pakistan ends, this is time when they would like to fill up the wounds of 1971. So you don't just have to see it as a axis or a cooperation, you have to see that how Pakistan is again trying to gain access and influence on our eastern flank. Western flank Pakistan is present, but if you remember East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh, they are trying to create their presence, influence and name on our eastern flank as well. And this is why we need to worry. Now this is the smaller picture, what is happening between Bangladesh and Pakistan. Now let us talk about the bigger picture as well in front of us, because when we are moving towards the big picture, it is not just about intelligence cooperation. They are working on enhancing maritime connectivity as well. So if we look at 2024's event, we see that there has been a direct maritime cargo link that has been established between Karachi and Chittagong. Now this link is the starting point. Pakistan is considering submarines, the newest forms which can be stationed in Bay of Bengal. If they will be stationed in Bay of Bengal, how will they get maintenance, repairs and services? This is not just about the commercial reconnection, the symbolic reconnection, it is also about what can later give military services as well. So Pakistan's connection with Bangladesh is not just about eastern flank, it is about Pakistan's presence in Bay of Bengal as well. And with the first PNS, that is the Hangor class PNS that has been given by China to Pakistan, that has already been docked in Pakistan. So that has the capability to be present in Bay of Bengal, and such facilitation makes it difficult for India to secure its interest and be a main stakeholder in Indian Ocean. Now let us move to the further bigger picture, where it is not just about enhanced interest, enhanced connectivity, enhanced promises between Pakistan and Bangladesh, but also where we are seeing China's presence. So I hope we are clear that China has engagement with Bangladesh, be it Chittagong port, be it Mongla port, be it Pakistan's Gwadar port. But you have to understand that China has strategic relationships and deep ones with both of the countries. And in this context, China has heavily invested in both countries. For example, when we are talking about heavy investment, we also have to look at the places where China is trying to fill up the places India could not. For example, Mongla port. For example, when we are looking at Teesta river water dispute, which has had no clarity, biggest contention point between India and Bangladesh, China has gone there, barely 80 kilometers away from our vulnerable chicken neck corridor, and China is going to contribute to the Teesta water management project. In this context, what we are clearly seeing here, that what looks like a relationship between China and Pakistan separately, China and Bangladesh separately, at any point of time or maybe backdoor, it is already a triangle that is existing. Once we see India in between, Pakistan on one end, China on one end and Bangladesh on other, this is what strategic isolation looks like. Because me making circles, it is not about geography. It is also about influence in the region. And this is exactly why India needs to worry. Because it is not just one delegation to Bangladesh, it is about what is building up, which thread that delegation is gradually joining. This is creation of a strategic network, and this strategic network is encircling India. We have Chinese economic, infrastructural influence, we have Pakistan's security, nuclear ability and military outreach, and Bangladesh's strategic presence in Bay of Bengal. All this together as a combined force can be a big alarming bell for India. And in this context, this is something that we need to navigate. We have to understand the constant challenges, because when we talk about our foreign policy as neighborhood first policy, it is time that we change it to neighborhood trust policy, because as of now it seems that none of our neighbors are in the position that they used to be 15 years back. The strengthened bond, be it with Nepal, be it with Bangladesh, be it with Maldives, Sri Lanka, we are being encircled. The string of pearls policy working out, and this is showing that how the influence needs to be maintained, how the power game in continents, subcontinents continue, that India immediately as of now starts working on actions which have tangible, real outcomes. But the question is the situation so done? Not actually. Because when we are looking at these challenges, yes, they do exist, but isolation, not so much. India remains the largest economy in South Asia, fastest growing one in the world, the most important geographical connect. If you are looking at these neighbors, geographical connect, and we are still one of the major security providers in the Indian Ocean. But if we want to maintain this and upgrade this, the work cut out in upcoming days is not going to be easy in South Asia. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think should India change in terms of policy, especially when we are talking about neighbors? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be leaving you here with what can be done in coming times, not just for neighbors, but to resolve the issues that we have talked about. First, we have to focus on desecuritizing the political disagreements. When we are looking at foreign policy, we have to understand that whatever Bangladesh is doing is not always related to us. Second, we have to focus on long pending irritants. For example, I mentioned Tista. For when we are talking about Nepal, we have to solve our border dispute. When we are talking about Sri Lanka, we have to focus on their demands as well. In this context, it is important that we bring them and make them feel like we are sitting on the same table, and the interdependence with neighbors that needs to be further built. We need to focus on their strengths and help them build it, be it Bangladesh's youth, be it the political actors coming up in Nepal, and more. And this is the time that the regional cooperation needs to come to prime, such as BIMSTEC. This is going to be the ideal place to ensure that neighborhood first turns to neighborhood trust very soon. Now, in the end, leaving you here with a prelims practice question. Let me know the answer to this, because this is a topic which is very much present in news. I am giving you two questions here. So, this is the first one, and this is the second one. Let me know the answer to this in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.